what that does for you guys as a team, and then Jackson on the glass, especially the offensive end, and what that did for you guys today.
Yeah. Well, Jaden, I mean, you saw what that stretch was like. I mean, you know, Cohen got the big dunk, and it kind of got the crowd into the game, and then Jaden hit those threes, and I mean, it makes a difference, you know. And if we could have Jace hitting a few on the other side, or Trey, who just had an off night shooting the ball, but he's been shooting it pretty good, and Jace's been shooting it pretty good. And so the one time Jace is out of the game and Trey's struggling a little bit, but we need those two guys. And then with Jeremy's defensive ability, and I thought he pushed the ball really well, but there's no question Jaden Akins not only did it offensively, but he did a hell of a job defensively, and he got 8 rebounds. And that's something else we've been on him about. So give Jaden a lot of credit, you know, and you hang with guys that are good people, and he's a good person, and he continued to work even though he was slumping, and deserved what he got. Good game.
Yeah, Tom, after the Maryland game, you talked about the level of accountability you've been seeing with your players, with each other. Is that a next step, a next level that kind of takes you where you want to go?
Yeah, I think we got to do that. I also think, though, we practiced really well, but boy, early in that game, we didn't seem to be, you know, I don't know if we're, you know, you get to this time of year and everybody's, you know, telling you how good you are, and sometimes I think we don't handle that well, but I don't know if any team handles that well, and I don't handle it well. If you tell me we're good, I don't. I say the opposite, but there's a reason. But I think, you know, we were a little shaky early, and then once we got going, I thought we did a pretty good job in the second half. The ball was moving. We were getting some lob dunks. There were some really strange plays out there in a lot of ways. How they were called, what was going on, what we were doing, what they were doing. I'm sure Greg and I will talk this week, and we'll probably both be ticked off at some things that happened. But you know what? We found a way to win, and right now, that's all that matters, find a way to win.
Tom, Illinois, over here, a little guy to your left, right here in the back. Illinois, Purdue, Michigan, Maryland, and now Wisconsin. That's like the murderer's row of this league. And in all 5 games, you were behind and had to make plays at winning time. What does that say about the makeup of your team, and can you believe you won all 5 of those games?
Well, they were behind in all of them. You know, you sound like Andy Katz there. I had to straighten his butt out on that. You know, when you're leading by 9, that's not behind, you know. But we were behind in some of these games at halftime. You know why? Because they're all good teams. And there's not one time I said we're a great team yet, you know. We're not. We're edging closer. The shooting would take us to another level, I think. You know, just making some shots. But I think it says a lot about your team that you can bear down in those last 5 minutes and just take a stranglehold defensively. And, you know, as I said to him before the game, I said to him yesterday in meetings, your defense travels. It does. It doesn't matter where you play. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter. You can play outside. Defense travels. And what I'm disappointed in is free throw shooting. And I thought we took some good shots that we missed by a mile, you know, and that was disappointing. Even inside, I thought we missed some shots, but they're probably bigger than I think. You know, I don't usually go up in the rare air where they're 7-footers, so maybe I never knew what it was like to shoot shots with guys swinging at you. But it was a monster win, that's for sure.
Tom, you held Wisconsin 5 for 32 from the three-point line. Another game where you held the team to just 2 points in the final 4 minutes. Is this one of the better defensive teams that you've had?
You know, I wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the year, but I'm starting to think it. You know, Jeremy can guard, Trey can guard, Jaden, I said all year long, even though he was struggling with shooting, can guard. Jace is a funny defender. He's gotten so much better, can guard. Cooper is an elite defender. And Cohen when he comes in. So, yeah, we have some guys that I think have, you know, have made a difference, but I think some of that's been they followed the scouting report other than the first 5 minutes of the game really well today. And I think that's part of it too, is can you plan something and then you do it. And there were some things Wisconsin does that we thought we had to take away. And I think for the most part we did. But like I said, I really like that team, and I don't make any bones about it. Klisman is a hell of a player, and not having him there probably affected them some. But I do say not having Jace affected us the first half. I think you could see that, and we've had to play without Jeremy. It's part of the game, and I'm sure. When I talked to Guard after, he's not complaining about that, but I know that kid's a good player, and those three guards have been dynamite for them. And not that McGee isn't, but it's just a different rotation.
Tom, another double-digit rebound advantage over a team with 2 trees. What does that say? And how does it feel that you could beat a team that was 9 in the Ken Palm by 9, and your guards were 4 for 10 at the line?
Yeah, that's the great part about coaching. There's always something to be ticked off about, and we have actually not shot as well from the free throw line in the last 5 games. We've been inconsistent, and I don't know why. I don't know if that says, you get comfortable. If that's the case, they're going to get uncomfortable this week, and we got some time. We got spring break. That means NCAA doesn't come with handcuffs and tell you how long you can practice. We're not going to beat the hell out of anybody, but we're going to get some extra free throw shooting in because we're a good free throw shooting team, and even the guys that missed them, most of them are shooting really well. But that is a problem, down the stretch. That's what won us a lot of games early. We're not getting to the line as much and not getting as many points from the line, and that was disappointing.
How about dominating the glass again, 51 boards?
Yeah, Kohler almost did it by himself. 16 rebounds, but when you have some other guys, here's Jaden Akins gets 8. Here's Jace Richardson plays, not even the minutes, gets 5. Here's Coop gets 4. Frankie Fiddler gets 6. We gang rebounded it, and we told them we had to do that. They're really good at tipping balls back, and I thought we did a great job of that. Weird things when you play Wisconsin, you work on some different things. We spent 10 minutes of a practice just letting our guys tip the ball back so our guards could pick up rebounds, and so like I said, my staff did a good job, and the players, for the most part, handled it well.
I'm wondering about the job that the team is doing in terms of running the opponent off the line. What's allowing that, and then getting out in transition late? Could you kind of feel like, particularly after the Carr dunk, like from that steal, if you wore them down?
I don't know if we did. Like I said, I'll talk to Greg, but I do think that dunk. It's funny. A dunk is worth 2 points. A three is worth 3 points. But his dunks are worth 6 points, I think, because not only are they usually incredible plays, both of them. The reverse one, we've been coaching that one this week, so at least he did his job. But I think for the most part, it got us going, energized to push, and Jeremy really started pushing the ball. He got some guys some great shots that didn't make shots. So we are better running when we're running, and I think today we ran better. And why did we run better? Because we defended and rebounded better. And if you defend and rebound, you get a chance to run, and that was one of the big things. Now I will give them credit. We all know. I give Greg Gard a lot of credit. Not only did he adjust his team, and most of those guys are homegrown, but he adjusted his team. But he's adjusted his style. They ran us off the court there early. Their fast break really did a good job against us, and we did a poor job during that time. So he deserves a lot of credit too for changing something that they've done there forever when he was assistant and not, and I give him a lot of credit for that.
Tom, the way you guys have closed out some of these games defensively going back to Illinois, I'm wondering if now, when these guys have done it a couple of times in the huddles late and everything, are they embracing that as sort of part of their identity and saying, hey, we can replicate what we did here?
Yeah,
Or
Jeremy did a great job of that in the huddles. We got to lock up. If you get leads and you don't let them score, you can't lose, no matter how you play. And I think there's a little bit of that. We had a little bit of, those are battle cries that are good battle cries. It was just such a strange, we're missing free throws and we get the ball in a rebound and they knock it out of our hands. There were a couple calls I did not appreciate, but maybe I was wrong, maybe I was right. But so it was a little bit of a helter-skelter ending, but it was a good helter-skelter.
Tom, over here. When Jackson Kohler first showed up, there were a lot of things I thought his career could become. I didn't see him sort of becoming an elite rebounder, sort of the best guy you've had since Tillman in that regard. I'm just wondering if you could speak to that evolution and what makes him so effective and how he's become this.
Now that is an intelligent question, and that I would agree with. I thought he'd be more of a scorer. I still think he can be a scorer. He's been shooting the three ball really well, and he missed two or three wide open ones today. But monster heart, just like Tillman. He's just an animal to go there. He does it in our practices. Doug Wojcik and Sadi say it best because they got him every night. There's never a day when he doesn't come to practice. There's never a day when he doesn't come to go hard. He's not gifted with long arms or 2 more inches or phenomenal jumping ability. I once told Zach Randolph, Zach was there when I recruited him. It was 10 minutes from Zach's house. I said, Zebo, he's a lot like you, I'm not sure he ever gets a dunk in college, but he can rebound, and he has got some Zebo qualities that he's got good hands. He just has a nose for the ball. He's like a great linebacker, he has a nose for the ball, and some of those ones he got were in traffic, and I was going on the bench. How in the hell did he get that, Because their guys are good too, and Tanji's a good rebounder. He's got strength. So I give Jackson, he plays possessed. That's how he gets it done. He is like a heat-seeking missile, and man, if we get everybody to play like that, we'll improve even more.
Coach, a few weeks ago, you had a chance to break a pretty important Big Ten record, and if there's a combination of 2 more Michigan State wins or 2 Michigan losses, you'll get 11 Big Ten regular season titles, which will also tie the all-time record with Bob Knight and Piggy Lambert. I've wondered if that's something that's been discussed before, if you have any thoughts on what that potential impending milestone might mean.
Of course, the humility side of me would say no, and I mean it. No, even the record on wins, and I mean that. But those will be things that'll mean a lot to me when I'm done. They just don't seem to mean as much to me now. They're important. They're things that you get to be talked about with people that have done it over time and been so good. But I would trade the 354. I would trade the 11 Big Ten championships I wouldn't trade the 11 Big Ten because we'd get another for a championship or for a deep run in the tournament. I'd trade that any day of the week. And maybe if I was done, I'd say, damn, I wish I had that record. But it's not the driving factor for me now. The driving factor for me now is I got a group of guys that for the most part I bought in. They get along. They push each other. We got a little off balance today a little bit. Our bigs weren't doing some things we needed to do in our guards. But for the most part, it's amazing what these guys have done. And I thought Jeremy, who struggled a little bit in the last game, did a really good job this game, pushing the ball. But he acted like the kind of leader I wanted in the huddles, and that was good, And he realized we got to get the ball to Jason. We got to get the ball to Jaden, and those things are what mean a lot to me. Those records, first of all, they're made to be broken, and second of all, don't let me kid you. They're of course they're important, but the 11 one I never really thought about. The other one everybody's been talking about. That would be a treat because I always say that you want to be knocking on the door of championships. And if you keep knocking, sometime they're going to open. And, you know, I say that we've knocked on 7 other Final Fours, and the damn door doesn't open, you know. But we've been in the hunt for. We've lost a couple of Big Ten championships at home, you know. So getting 11 of them in 30 years would be something special, I guess. But I just want to keep getting better. We got to get better. We didn't get better today, even though, and I don't know, again, what Gard thought of his team, but I thought we just did some things that were unlike us, and then we did some really good things, too, and the rebounding and the running, and made some shots. So that's make 9 threes for us. That's encouraging. If we can make 9 threes or 8 threes a game, I think we'd be a much better team.
A couple more, start with Connor. Tom, I'm curious, there were moments when you guys wanted an energy play, it seemed like, the Cohen-Carr lob as an example, and instead of looking for a shot like some teams, you're looking for the pass, you're looking for that sort of playmaking side, and I'm curious if that's an indication maybe of this group's trust in each other and the way that they kind of lean on each other.
Yeah, I think there's definitely getting to be now. There's getting more trust with each other. I think they've figured out. That's what I said. I thought there were some great passes thrown. We're getting guys to start attacking the rim. Jaden attacked it. Jace attacked it. Jeremy attacked it. I thought that was encouraging. You know, Frankie, I thought, passed up some shots. You know, maybe not quite confident yet in that. It's a good thing about Jaden. He's confident, you know, and I'm happy for him. I mean, everybody knows he's struggled, and yet he hasn't complained. He still played good defense. He still rebounded the ball. I give him a lot of credit. You know, it's not been an easy month for him, but you know what they say, those who deserve it, maybe the best comes at the end, you know, and we're getting near the end no matter what we do, and Jaden deserves to have some good things happen. He works his tail off.
Coach, Book seems to, you know, every game now it seems like he comes in, makes a timely 3. I'm sure there's people who have kind of written him off and look ahead to next year when he's when you mention his name in the conversation, but what can you still do to help you guys down the stretch? Well,
You know, it's probably every year there's something or somebody that, you know, we tried to go right to him and get him some shots, but, you know, the hardest part about the game is there's 2 ends of the court, and he struggled on some things, and, but, you know what? I still love Book. I still think that he's got a chance to be a great player. It's the best thing I can say is there's got to be a sense of urgency in practice and in games. I mean, he comes every day ready to go, but it's just been difficult. So what can he do for us? Well, he can make threes, and he can rebound, and he can block shots, and he does have length and size, and he can run. There's a lot he can do for us, and so, like Jaden, I ain't giving up on Book. It's just certain times. I mean, we struggled. I mean, Shaman, we had to play some guys today. He struggled today. Struggled on a lot of the coverages, and yet did some decent things. Got a few rebounds and got a big bucket at the end. But, you know, guys are struggling sometimes, and we just got to keep working, get them through. This will be a good week. You know, we got break. You know, you worry, too. I mean, the one time we get 4 days to prep for a team, we're on break. So we could go 2 days, we go 3 days, we go 4 days. You know, we can do whatever we want this week. And, of course, you can't do that, and we won't do that. But hopefully we can get more shooting in, and hopefully we can get more free throw shooting in, things that doesn't wear you down. And hopefully we can get some film sessions with the Books of the world individually and try to show people what we need. You know, we're going to make this a good week, a good 3 days here before we leave for Iowa, and a team that, you know, I think can score it with anybody in the country. So we still got a lot of work to do. That's it. Thanks.